Now, Lynn, we've come down to see you today and talk about obviously your career and the world of show cobs and the show ring, and obviously talk to Bailey's and find out these fabulous stories of how you get these horses looking the way you do. But as we were out in the yard, I've met a few ex-racehorses on your yard.
You have.
And I was quite surprised because I had no idea that you handled and trained and did that. So how did it start? Tell me about the ex-racehorses.
It started in 2007. The racehorse to riding horse had been running for 2 years, and at that time it was open to horses that were thoroughbred horses. The year that I did it, it then became open to horses that have been in training and raced, and I put the word out to try and find myself an ex-racehorse. I didn't want to pay for it, and I got the horse given to me through Tina Cook, and on his 6th show he won Horse of the Year show. And the reason I wanted to do it was that I've also been a dealer. I am a dealer. And I go to sales and I see all these thoroughbred horses, and they're beautiful horses. They've cost the national debt to breed and to microchip and to get ready to race, and then they have no career if they're no good. And for me, going to the sales and looking at them, it's a tremendous source of quality horses with correct conformation. And I was very, very keen to do it, to try and promote the racehorses and to rehabilitate the racehorses.
Now, I think it's very important at this point to say this is not the sort of thing that any of us can just go out and do. That's pretty, I'll buy that one.
No, not quite.
Tell us, and don't be shy about how much knowledge and what you're actually looking for at those sales, and what are the risks?
There are a lot of risks because I have recently bought horses through Ascot Sales, and you can't ride them, you can't try them. Most of them are sold as they stand, which means you can't have them vetted either. So you have to have a tremendous amount of knowledge, because it's quite easy as an amateur that doesn't have the knowledge to perhaps buy a horse with a curb, which is a showing defect, or a horse that's been fired or has a tendon, or has been badly ridden and badly muscled. And if you don't have the knowledge, it becomes very difficult to buy. And I mean, I'm lucky because I have got a bit of knowledge. So
just a bit. So would it be fair to say if somebody was thinking about going down this route, because to be fair, it is a very cheap way to buy a horse, and for somebody that wants to enter into the riding horse kind of world, or dressage or that kind of thing, it could be an ideal way for them to get in. But I think we need to really emphasise how important it is to have someone knowledgeable to help you, a trainer or somewhere to start.
It's extremely knowledgeable, because if you go to a sale, and I take a chance too, all I can do is I can see the horse in its stable, I can take the horse out and I can see it walk and trot in hand. I can't see it ridden. You have to be very sharp to assess its temperament. And there's a big risk involved, big risk involved. And it isn't somewhere that I would suggest that your readers or your watchers go and think, I'll go and buy myself a racehorse today. No,
they should come through someone like you.
They really do
need
need to get professionally involved with somebody, because it's a minefield.
Yeah, absolutely.
A real minefield.
Now, talk us through the process a little bit. How long would it take? So if you and I want to do some showing, I want to hopefully end up doing some riding classes of some description, and we go off to the Ascot Sales, what sort of timescale am I looking at, would you say, before you're ready to go?
I can't give you a timescale. Each horse is an individual.
Great.
Each horse has got to be assessed. I mean, I've recently got 4 through Ascot Sales. One is a 4-year-old, one is a 3-year-old, one is a 4-year-old, and one is a 2-year-old. And I don't know, the 2-year-old obviously isn't going to go in the ring until he's 4 under saddle. I might do a bit of in hand with him. The other horses, what we've got to try to do is get them to bit of a dressage thing or somewhere to assess their temperament, to see what they're like when they've gone in the lorry, away from home, see if they think they're going racing, or see if they're happy to settle down to a different environment.
Yes,
and that is something I can't do now until probably February, March. So I don't know is the answer.
Every single one is
Every
different.
single horse is different, and you can't train them the same way as I would perhaps train a show cob. I can't feed them the same way as I would feed a show cob. It's very, very different, but it's very, very rewarding. And basically, I suppose I started doing it because, again, Paul Venner from Bailey's, he is racing mad. His most favourite horse I used to show was a thoroughbred, and that's their interest. And so
You've got the support there.
I've got the support. I've got the feed, and God, I need it. So, I've got the backing, but it is a long job.
Yeah, and I think it's important as well. You've mentioned a couple of times since I've been with you today about the importance of groundwork. This is not just jump on and ride and see where you go.
You can't even get on them half the time because they're used to being vaulted on as they're going down to the starting gate. So. You spend a long time learning to get them to stand at the mounting block so you can get on them without them, running off down the road.
The message is, yes, the whole racehorse to rising star is becoming a hugely popular thing.
It is.
But you've got to know what you're getting into. You've got to have the time and the money to put into the training. So yes, they might be a cheap
you buy the
purchase,
horse cheaper, but you do have to make the investment, and more than anything, you have to make the commitment. But I am doing a racehorse to riding horse clinic on the 20th of February.
Fabulous.
And I've got a lot of people already booked into that. And I do work with the Racehorse to Riding Horse Association as well and encourage people. So
are people welcome to come down just to watch that?
Yeah,
clinic
we
well,
offer a facility.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
We charge, but yes. And you get lunch.
Oh, that's fine. A sandwich and a ticket
can.
is good.
Yeah.
Okay, Lynn Russell, thank you very much
Thank
indeed.
you.